Our senior year was quite extraordinary. There were many highlights and memories. I know all of you have shared each other's stories over the last few days, talking to each other and making connections that you have not had over 40 years. One single event in our school's history is the state championship game. The 1971 game still is a defining moment that is remembered throughout the city, even today. It is not difficult for our committee to embrace this single event as the one to draw upon for this evening's event. We are very fortunate to have a Lee 1973 graduate, Rice and Minnesota Vikings quarterback for 13 years, and recent College Football Hall of Fame 2012 inductee. Please welcome Tommy Kramer.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. But first of all, I'd like to thank the reunion committee for this invitation, and for my wife Yolanda and myself to be part of your reunion weekend. As many of you know, I went to Nimitz Middle School, on the Robert E. Lee, and on the Rice, and then finally got to fulfill my dream of playing quarterback in the NFL. And I played with the Vikings for 13 years. And I'll tell you what, when I was a rookie in 1977, we were playing the NFC Championship game against the Dallas Cowboys. And having played in that stadium in that 1971 state championship game, we were playing in the pregame warm-ups. And man, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And so Coach Kramer just told me, he said, hey, wait till you get your head knocked on that ground, and then you're going to feel a lot better. He said everything will come back. So I just want to thank Coach Ferrer, Coach Crocker, Coach Sargent, and Coach Claus, because those were our main coaches that 71 year. And we were pretty much a junior-laden team at that time, but we also had some seniors that contributed big parts to that season. And, along this journey, I've earned many honors, and the most recent one being inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame. You know, it's something you don't play for, you don't think about it, you just go out and play. But it's still one of the greatest honors to me to be among the finest college football players and coaches in the college ranks. But however, I'm with you this evening to pay tribute to the greatest team, coaches, and fans who led us to our state championship in the 1971-72 football season. Every single player on our team played an integral part of that successful year. Without them, I would have just been some guy that could throw the football. As a team, we were part of one of the greatest seasons in Texas high school football history. Every game that year was pretty much a 2-point game. But we came back each time in the last 2 minutes to win. I recall banners that read we were playing Brazos Wood down there in Tully Stadium in Houston. And man, they had all these signs, and the fans were chanting when our bus pulled in, Kramer can't pass if he's sitting on his ass. I didn't know what didn't like me then. I'd also recall the thrill of being part of the first high school football team to play in Texas Stadium in a state championship game. And I was in there so God could watch us play because they got that hole in the roof. And so, in that state championship game, we were behind 27-21 with a little over 2 minutes left. You know, we have a couple of bad plays, have a couple of good plays with about 1 minute and 38 left. I have Richard Osborne running the post pattern down the right side. And he's being covered by Ronnie Littleton. And Ronnie Littleton was a hell of a football player, I'll tell you that, in high school. And so we called the post to Osborne, and I told him, just get your ass over. And so he went by Ronnie Littleton, and I threw a pass to him right as he started to go into the end zone, and just misses Ronnie Littleton's hands and lands right now. And so that tied the game to 27-27. You know, so we lined up for the extra point. And like I always did, I just closed my eyes and kicked. I didn't miss one that year either, even with my eyes closed. But during that season, I was talking to Dave Cummings earlier, you know, they felt confident that we were going to win every game in those last 2 minutes. And that's pretty much what we did. Because I know one thing we learned is that we're not going to accept losing. That's not part of our culture. And so that's what made that year so special. So whether you're in the stands or on the field that year, we were one. United together, we never gave up. We put our heart and soul into it until the final seconds counted down. And there's always time to win. These were important lessons we learned that year. And we have taken them with us and carried them forward as we moved into our adult years. The life lesson and that winning season became our drive and determination to succeed for the rest of our life. We still carry that with us today. The important bonds and friendships we formed back then when we were still kids at Robbie Lee have brought us here tonight to reunite and reconnect and share special memories of special times we all had the privilege to be a part of then and now. These are some of the greatest memories I carry with me always. I truly appreciate that many of you have followed my career through college and the NFL. I want you all to know that your support has always meant a lot to me, and I will always appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you one story of who I am. I met somebody here that I think she graduated this class, and she asked me about the Chicago Bears. I said, yeah, we always played pretty good against them. And so we were playing them in 1986 up in Minneapolis at the Metrodome. And I'll never forget this sequence of plays. We're on about our own 30 or 35 yard line, and Bob Snooker was the offensive coordinator. And he sends in I right 5-17Z comeback, which means my flanker on the right side is going to run a 20-yard comeback. My weak side receiver is going to run a 20-yard in. And then if they're not blitzing, then my back's going to check out. Well, I get up the line of scrimmage, and back then they ran what they called the 46 defense. I just called it the Bear Eagle. And so they have two linebackers over the tight end. And I'm looking there, and looking at them, and I said, no. So I audibled out of it to 970. And I have all my wideouts running quick slants and my tight end going to the flat. And so, you know, I throw the first one to my flanker on that side, and we pick up 12 yards. Pretty good play, good call. So then, next play goes in. I right, 5-17Z comeback. I go up the line of scrimmage, look the defense over, 970. Hit the quick slant to the other side, pick up 10 yards. Well, this play comes in 5 times in a row. And so, I audible out of it every time. And so I have the tight end ended up dropping a touchdown pass in the end zone, so we had to settle for a field goal. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we got a field goal out of this deal. I didn't get killed. So I'm going over the sidelines, and Bob Snooker, who I said was the offensive coordinator, he's on the sideline, and I see smoke coming out of his head. And I get to the sideline, he said, God
damn it, Tommy. He says, don't you think I only wanted to run that play? I only called it 5 times in a row. I said, no, I believe it. I said, I'm going to tell you what, Bob. You can take my helmet, take my shoulder pads, my jersey, my pants, and my shoes and socks. I said, you go back there. You do a 10-yard drop, waiting on that 20-yard comeback when you have a 180-pound back that's got to block a 255-pound linebacker. I said, go ahead, take it. He said, I'll never question you again. Once again, thanks to everyone for taking the time to be here this evening and giving us all a wonderful opportunity to reconnect. And to remember the days when we came, we saw, we conquered. To tell you about, because I know that there's a hell of a lot of Cowboy fans around here. They might have been my fans, but they weren't Viking fans. And so when we were playing the Cowboys in that rookie year, and then I'm sitting on the sidelines, I'm standing on the sideline, and having played in that stadium, I knew that there was a 3-foot crown from the sideline to where the middle of the field is. You know, that's my first experience of, I played some earlier in the year when Tarkman got hurt. And so I'm standing on the sideline and I'm looking at Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, Randy White, and whoever the hell that other defensive lineman was. I said, those are the biggest people I've ever seen. But I'm 3 feet long, you know. So it just intimidating being on the sidelines when the big guys are out there, but being on the same field with them, it ain't bad. But I just wanted to let y'all know that that's how my NFL career started. I was scared as hell.